Hey there, Samitian here, and welcome back to Dark Souls. Last time we made it through the Undead Burg, beat the first real boss of the game in only 2 tries. Should have been one, but I fucked up. And we met with fan favorite character Solaire of Astora. He's down there looking directly into the sun. You know, you're not supposed to do that even if it's cloudy, my guy. It's not good for your eyes. Today, we're going to cross this big old bridge, and it's not looking great. Okay, we are on low equip load, which I think is good enough for what I want to do. And what I want to do is just fucking book it. Go, 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 go. Ah. This is fine. So, the big boy from earlier, the Drake that landed on the bridge in the Undead Burg, has decided to grace us with his presence. Lit the bridge on fire, killed a lot of the guys that were over here. I'm being shot from something? What on earth is shooting me? That guy has a crossbow, but he's not shooting me. So we're just gonna go down here and ignore him for now. And over here, kick this ladder, and we've got our first shortcut. Back to this bonfire. Very nice. So we got a good supply of souls from beating the boss, and I want to go to 12 dexterity so that I can use the short bow. This feels like a waste, because I'm not really going to be using this bow long term, but there's a decent chance that I use like a dexterity based weapon for my end game melee weapon. Just because fast weapons synergize really well with late game late game miracles. And then I'm going to pump up some faith. I would like to get to 25 faith relatively quickly. Maybe I can get there today if I do some good work. So I want to reverse hollow here, but I'm not going to because there's a decent chance I die a bit going ahead. So this dragon up here is a bit of an asshole. He's gonna keep breathing fire down here, and there's not a whole lot I can do about that. I did not want to fight this guy. Him taking notice of me was not in the plan. The plan was just to come up and look at the Drake. Ow. Okay. I have been noticed, but that's fine. Let me clear out down here a little bit. I hear movement and it's scaring me. Okay. I don't like that I can hear the things on the bridge moving around. I wish I had force to just push you off the ledge. Oh, I guess that works. Alright, first thing I want to do here is I want to do what is probably one of the most well-known cheese strats in a video game. And I'm going to shoot this Drake right in his tail a few times. I forgot how much this moves around. Can I like shoot up where it's easier to hit? Okay, and I'll get mad and land on the bridge a little bit before flying back into his position where I can do this again. So, monsters in this game that have tails, usually you can cut off the tail, kind of like in Monster Hunter, And when you cut the tail off, it'll drop a piece of equipment for you, which is very nice. Now, this strategy here for cutting off this tail was learned early in the game's lifespan and was super fucking hyped up. Everyone was like, holy shit, you gotta shoot this Drake's tail. It drops a really good weapon. You gotta do it. And since then, the thought of the weapon, like the opinion of the weapon, has changed quite a bit. People have calmed down about the weapon a little bit, but it's still a very good weapon early game. And if you're like me, and aren't going to be leveling up your melee stats for a while, it'll be a pretty good option for probably half the game, or maybe even a little bit more. But first we gotta cut the tail, and this is gonna take a while. With 12 dexterity, short bow, normal arrows, this is gonna take a few shots, so we're gonna be here a minute. I missed. It's fine, I got plenty of arrows. I missed again. Can you stop moving your tail around? It would make it a lot easier to hit. We're just going to keep doing this for a while. And then I can talk about the sword in detail once we have it and we can look at its stats and stuff. Now this guy regens health over time, I think, but that doesn't affect his tail's health, I'm pretty sure. I'm worried I might be hitting his wing and not his tail, which is not part of the plan. Yeah, this is annoying to do, but it's worth it. I could just try fighting him normally and try to decapitate the tail. Decapitate is the wrong word. Try to cut off the tail. But, when I do try to fight him, I don't think I have the mental capacity to worry about trying to hit the tail. I think all of my brain power is going to be spent trying not to die. Speaking of which, I have never killed this Drake before, ever. I have never done it. I have only ever done this, and I've only ever run past him. So I would like to change that today, if possible. I'm going to give fighting him a few attempts. I'm not going to give it more than that because it is an optional fight, and I can always come back later. But I think a few honest tries is a good idea. Maybe he's not as bad as I am led to believe. Maybe he'll be pretty easy. I assume he's going to one-shot me if I let him hit me. God, this is taking forever. Maybe I should have bought better arrows. This is gonna take forever. I looked up how many arrows this takes. It was a pretty big number using normal arrows. I think it's like 22 for normal arrows and a short bow on 12 dexterity. So I gotta be getting close, right? 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 Surely I'm getting close. god. Please, I just want my sword. Give me my sword. God, hitting this thing is fucking impossible. I should go back to aiming higher on the tail, but I'm worried that I'm hitting the wing when I do that, and hitting the wing does not help me. I'm pretty sure this regen that I'm talking about does not affect the tail, right? Oh lord, I'm just wasting arrows now. I gotta make these arrows count. If I run out of arrows, I just wasted a whole lot of time doing this for no reason. Please, sir. Can I have your tail? I would like your tail, sir. That was terrible. I only have 18 arrows left. It better be close. I didn't think I needed more, so I didn't go buy more when I was down at the bonfire. God, I'm very bad at this. Look, if it didn't move, I would be great. It's really easy to shoot things if they don't move, believe it or not. Word. Please. I'm just not gonna move. I'm just gonna stay here and wait for the tail to move in the direction that I want it to move. Which is here. And wait for it to start going back to the left and then shoot. I am low on arrows. I'm getting a little bit worried here. I might have to try and fight him and attack the tail. Which is not ideal. How did I miss? How did I miss again? That's not gonna happen if I do that. There we go. Alright. So we cut its tail off. Time to look at this sword. It's the Drake's sword. This sword, one of the rare dragon weapons, is formed by a drake's tail. Drakes are seen as undeveloped imitators of the dragons, but they are likely their distant kin. The sword is imbued with a mystical power to be released when held with both hands. So the Drake's sword is a great early game weapon. You can see it's got really big numbers. So let's take a look at it real quick. I can't wield it with one hand, but I do have enough strength to wield it with two hands. Now, this is a great early game weapon. It's just got a lot of damage. 200 damage early game is fantastic, but it has a couple of problems that make it not very well suited for late game use. The first of those problems is that, as you might be able to tell, it has no scaling over there on the left, the parameter bonuses, where if I look at the straight sword hilt gets plus damage from my strength and from my dexterity. The Zweihander gets bonus damage from my strength and dexterity, all this good stuff. The mace that I use has a strength bonus. This has none of that, which means that as I level my strength, it's not going to do any more damage. It's going to keep doing the same amount of damage, which is fine early game, and fine if you're like me and aren't going to be leveling a ton of strength. But if you're using like a strength-based class, usually by the time you get this, it'll already start to be falling off a little bit, and relatively soon you will probably have a better weapon than this if you're leveling strength. The other thing that prevents it from being a super good like late game option is because enhancing it is very expensive. I think it's 10,000 souls to level it up to level 1 and requires dragon scales, which is a very, very rare material, and you're not going to be able to find it. So, well, you'll be able to find it, but you're not going to be able to find a ton of it. So you could just level up some random sword you found lying on the ground with like normal Titanite shards and outpace it relatively quickly. So this sword is not great in the late game, but we're not in the late game, we're in the early game. I'm going to have trouble maintaining fast rolls with this thing. Just take off my pants, that's fine. Can I wear my gloves and still fast roll? I can, okay. I'm going to take off my shield for a while. I don't think I need to use it. Okay. I want to... First of all, I want to do this. Kill all of the enemies on the bridge. Then I would like to run past this guy, because he's guarding a bonfire. Alright, run, 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 run. Oh, that was a jump. That was not a run. This is fine. This is fine. This is not fine. Ow, my bones. This is fine. Alright, we made it to the Undead Parish. Very nice. Let's sit before this guy murders us. There we go. And pull this lever. You do not have to do this, by the way. You can skip, you can like go down, and I'll show that off in a bit. But you'll end up over here, and you won't be able to go into here. I can't sit on this bonfire? Why not? Is it because these guys are near me? I'm confused why I can't sit on this bonfire. Oh. Well, these guys have seen me now. Yeah, as you can see, this Drake Sword is already doing much better damage than the mace that I was using previously. Okay, the Drake is no longer here. I think if I go towards the middle of the bridge, he'll show up over there. Maybe not. Maybe I need to go to the end of the bridge. I want to try and fight this Drake, but also I'm kind of scared, so maybe I don't. Maybe I'll just ignore him for now. I can come back to him later, it's fine. So let's go over here. Murder some guys who are not a threat to me whatsoever. For no reason. Look, they give me souls, okay? I need those 24 souls. Am I not allowed to... I don't know why I'm not allowed to kneel here. Do I have to kill the dragon? The Drake? Sure hope not. Let me try sitting at the bonfire. Like, I know I need 25 faith to join the Covenant, but I assumed I would be able to, like, look at it. To kneel at it. I guess not? Huh. Alright, well, the reason I want 25 faith is so I can join the Warriors of Sunlight Covenant. That's where our good pal Solaire is from. But it is not letting me currently. I don't entirely know why. I might need to look that up later. So the first thing I want to do is go this way. This is where I would end up if I fell through the floor. Okay. That's what can happen if you slide down ladders with 60 FPS on. So don't do that. It's gonna kill me eventually, right? I'm not just stuck here forever. Please stand by. There we go. Okay. This is fine. Just don't slide down ladders. Take things slow. Kill some rats. Everything will be fine. So this is the other end of the beneath the bridge section that I was at before. So if I didn't want to run past the Drake, I could have just conned this way and climbed up the ladder, but then I wouldn't have had access to that bonfire up there. And the statue of the Covenant that I apparently can't join. Up here, we've got another Black Knight with a big old sword. Ow. Ow. Okay, he does a little bit of damage. Uh-oh. Let me heal. But now we do a little bit of damage with our Drake sword, so everything, like, evens out. That was a very dumb time to heal. Please stand by. This is fine. Should probably be fighting him in a more open area anyway, so let's just lure him down here. Assuming he'll come. This is not an open area. This is kind of open. There we go. And if I'm lucky, I'll get his sword. I'm not lucky. That's fine. I don't think he's guarding anything up here. I think the only thing up here is him. Okay, I used 3 Estus flasks, and I haven't really fought anything, so I'm just going to go sit back at the bonfire and recover my Estus. This might be a decent place to kindle, but I'm about to get to a more central bonfire that I'm going to want to kindle, I think. So I'm just going to leave that at 5. Lure this guy over to me and beat him up. Take his lunch money. Ow. That did a lot less damage than I was hoping. Oh, you can backstab this thing? In the butt? That's nice. Fang Boar Helm. It's my first hat. Severed head of the fully armored Fang Boar, taken by the one who killed it as proof of his victory, just as the gods once did with the head of the ancient dragon. Can be worn on the head as a surprisingly sound piece of protective gear. This thing weighs 8 pounds. That is not something I can wear if I want to stay light and nimble. I am super low on arrows, so I'm not going to be able to lure things to me much anymore. gonna have to buy more later. I think the boar I just killed does not respawn. That guy's running away. Is he the one that closes the gate? Yes. The gate is now closed. You can go past him to beat him to the gate if you want to skip this part of the area, but I want to do the entire area anyways. I have no idea how I dodged all of those crossbow bolts. Oops, I'm down here now. Oh, one of them came down to me too. Hold up, I'm gonna come to you and I'm gonna give you a little bit of tickle with my big new sword, and we're gonna be having a good time together. Never mind. Just gonna slide off down here. Look, it's impossible to walk in a straight line in a video game. It's just the law. You can't do it. It's not possible. Bob. Alluring skulls. I don't think I have these yet. Let me take a look at them. So, a skull with meekly lingering souls, throw to shatter and spread souls to attract certain types of enemies. Souls are a concentration of life, and the life star's hollows are lured by its power, not effective for all enemies. So if you're fighting a large group of enemies, you can throw an alluring skull, and they will start attacking where the skull is, which can help give you an opportunity to attack yourself, which is very useful in certain situations. Alright, time to head down here into the hole. This guy's running away from me, which leads me to believe that he's luring me into a trap. Yep. I saw that coming, but still did not avoid it. Very sad. This sword is so good in the early game. Like, I'm going to be one-shotting most normal enemies for a very long time. Whoops. No, stop, cancel. Oh, too late. And I got the mystery key. What's the mystery key used for, you might ask? The purpose of this key is unknown. It appears to be a basic prison cell key. Fancy. I don't remember what that's for. A door, somewhere. Maybe it's for something in the asylum? And then over here, we gotta do a little bit of scary walking to get another soul. I am close to 25 faith. I might be able to pump like a lot of souls to get there. Maybe not. I'm pretty sure 200, 400, 800 is these, so I don't think the math quite adds up. But after the next boss, I should have enough. Hopefully. Enter the flashbang zone. Alright, so we're up here now. Nothing over there. Something over here. Let's sneak up on this guy and give him a little bit of a rude awakening. Awaken rooted. And we get a night shield. So this is our first 100% physical damage reduction shield, which is very nice. Like, the reason blocking is good is because you can hold your block for a lot longer than the iframes you get from rolling. So if you can block all the damage from an attack with a shield, it's much easier to do so that way than it is to roll. However, this does weigh a lot. This medium metal shield is elegantly carved and painted. Although it is thought to have been used by ancient knights of the nobility, its defense capabilities are similar to other shields. So if I'm ever in a situation where I want to block, that's probably the shield that I'm going to use for it. I should level my endurance a little bit. Not right now. Now I think I'm bum rushing 25 faith, and then after that I can worry about getting my other stats a little bit more juicy. Oh yeah, the Drake Sword can also do that. If you're holding it with two hands and hold R2. Which is pretty spicy. Good for things that don't want to approach you. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's someone like right there, yeah. I don't think there's anyone that way. Oh, there is someone that way. This is a little bit of a tricky situation right here. But I'm luring him over. What if I do this? Oh, that would have been good if I actually hit with it. Alright. I'm having trouble doing anything with this in a narrow hallway, but... And you are going to be trouble? Question. Oh, I did not mean to jump attack. If I just do that... Nope. Okay. Let's fight him in a location that isn't that hallway. Ooh, he go fast. I just do this. Yeah, just doing that seems pretty good. Okay, and this is where the gate is. There should be a guy at the gate. Yeah, there's a guy at the gate, the one that closed it. We can sneak up on him. We probably don't need to. We can just do this. Sneaking is for cowards. Yeah. Got a new key. It's a basement key. Opens door leading to the lower undead burg. Opens the narrow passage leading below at the far face of the Great Bridge in the Undead Burg. The lower Undead Burg is a treacherous place. Do not turn your back on the wily thieves or the wild dogs who serve the Capra Demon. So that opens the locked door we saw on the other side of the bridge near where Solaire was. Going to be going back there eventually, but not right now. We still have some stuff to do over here. Get a halberd. I like halberds. Not going to use it, but I do like them. It is a regular/thrust weapon. Long hilted weapon mixing spear and axe is difficult to handle, requiring both strength and dexterity. The halberd has two elementary attacks, spear-like thrusting and large sweeping swings. However, one false swing and the wielder is left wide open. So it's very good at both one-to-one combat and multi-target combat. I think I just heard this guy come to me. Yeah. I didn't mean to lure you. Ow. I didn't mean to lure you to me, but that's fine. I want to go this way. Avoid those guys for now, and instead deal with these little weenies over here. He's got a crossbow. Well, that one dropped me some humanity. Very nice. Getting a decent supply. So I'm going to run over here, because over here is a nice, frame rate. It's a nice central area with a nice guy to meet. First, let's light this bonfire. We're going to be using this bonfire a lot over the course of the game, so I'm going to kindle it, I think. But first, let's talk to this guy.
Well, you must be a new arrival. I'm Andre of Astora. If you require smithing, then speak to me.
This is the real Smith. Unlike that guy locked in his cell below Firelink Shrine. And get a new gesture. Do you have arrows? You do have arrows. I want to pick a few of these up, actually. Give me, like... I'm not using this for combat, I'm just using it to lure things, so 100 should be plenty. And you can reinforce your weapons. So yeah, it requires 10,000 souls and a dragon scale to increase this thing's damage by 20. Which is not a lot. I would not recommend leveling this thing. I would recommend using this thing until you get something that'll be better, and then use that instead. He can also repair our equipment, which I'm probably going... Oh, I think using the special attack on the Drake Sword uses a lot of durability. Anything else cool? I probably want this repair box at some point. The Crest of Artorias is going to be useful a lot later in the game.
Most weapons and armor are mighty sturdy indeed, but every hunk of metal has its breaking point. If you notice durability running low, it's time to repair. You can ask a blacksmith like myself, or do it on your own with a grindstone. The nice thing about weapons, they never betray you, so pay them a little respect, eh? There are two types of weapon forging. There's reinforcement and there's ascension. Reinforcement is simple. It strengthens the weapon and nothing more. A simple task for any blacksmith. Hell, you could even do it yourself with a smith box. But ascension's a finer art. It alters a weapon's properties. Ascension is the territory of we blacksmiths. A smith box just won't do the trick. Start out with reinforcement. When that loses its charm, you can consider ascension. As you've noticed, this land is flush with the mad and wicked. You won't make it through the night without employing my services.
I think I'll be fine for a little bit.
You can forge armor just like you do weapons. Forging armor is even easier than forging weapons. Whether you forge weapons or armor first, well, that's up to you. But nobody wants to see you go hollow. So whatever you do, you'd better do it well.
Alright. You're out of stuff to say. If I want to beat the next boss today, I gotta hurry. So, first thing I was gonna do is I'm gonna reverse hollowing, become human again. And then I'm going to kindle this bonfire, which means my Estus Flask will now have 10 charges instead of 5. And we are going to make our... Oh, wait. I think I can level up my faith again. Nice. Okay. 5 more levels of faith, and I can join that covenant, I think. I'm still confused why I'm not allowed to talk to it. Maybe you can't even talk to it unless you have 25 faith. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I've ever joined that covenant before, because I've never made a faith build before. So it is... Oh, I remember what that key's for. It's time to make our way up here to the next boss fight that I would like to do today. I probably didn't need to kindle that right now. I feel like I don't need the 10 Estus Flasks, but... It's... Oh, right, there's a fucking big boy over here. I forgot about you. Oh, you can't be backstabbed. But you can die in 3 hits to the Drake Sword. And he drops a Great Axe, another fun weapon. I like big weapons that are slow and hit really hard. The Great Axe is a veritable mass of iron. Its weight sends foes flying, but makes it difficult to handle without inhuman strength. Any miss makes one very vulnerable, as each swing requires the full force of the body. And over here we get a Firekeeper Soul. A very, very good item. Is it under key items? Where is this under? Guess it's under here? No? Oh, here it is. Each Firekeeper is a corporal manifestation of her bonfire and a draw for the humanity which is offered to her. Her soul is gnawed by infinite humanity and can boost the power of precious Estus flasks. It can be used to gain humanity and restore HP at the cost of losing the Firekeeper Soul to reinforce the Estus flasks. Do not use this item. Give it to a Firekeeper to increase the power of your Estus flask. I cannot stress that enough. Ow. I forgot you were up there. Very rude. And I am failing at dodging, because I am bad. I didn't mean to cast again, whatever. Okay, I guess I should go up there first then. We're gonna ignore that elevator for now. Come back to it later. Stuff here dropping Titanite is very nice. This area is annoying because it's a bunch of narrow hallways, and then there's that guy shooting spells at you. And he's got a bunch of little idiots around him. It's just very... Did he hit me with his trident through the wall? That's rude as hell. Oh, he's coming. Oh, these guys hit hard! That is not what I expected to happen from these little weenies. Oh, Lord. I think the Trident guy buffed them. That's why they're glowing blue. How did I miss? Oh, my Lord. I'm gonna die to a bunch of little weenies. Are they reviving? Lord. Okay, maybe I did need to kindle this bonfire. Who knew that a bunch of little idiots would be so threatening? Gonna top up. And then try to find the Trident guy and murder him? Was he reviving the dead guys, or was there really just that many of them? What are you doing? Well, you're dead, that's what you're doing. More souls, that's good. After this boss, I can probably use enough souls to get to 25 faith. I didn't mean to kick. Every time I kick in this game, assume that it was not on purpose. Because it probably wasn't. Hello.
Oh, still human, are you? Then I am in luck. Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without recourse.
Let's use the key to free the guy that is in prison. I'm sure this is perfectly fine. But we were in prison at the start of the game.
Thank you. Yes, sincerely. I am Knight Lautrec of Karim. I truly appreciate this. And I guarantee a reward. Only later. Yes, very sorry. Your reward will have to wait. I've just been freed. Allow me some time.
Alright, so he'll give us a reward later.
I am free. Now, I can get back to work.
sounds perfectly normal and reasonable.
I'm free.
I don't know. We've had a lot of people with creepy laughs over the course of the game. Ooh. So the reward he gives us is actually going to be pretty useful for this playthrough. But the real reward will come even later. And there's another reward up here. Maybe you have to leave the area first, but you can summon him for the next boss fight. I think. Yeah, you might have to leave and come back later. So here's Knight Solaire. Now let's talk about summoning for boss fights. If you summon a NPC or another player for a boss fight, it lowers the amount of souls you get from the boss. However, I want to summon Solaire whenever possible because, as I mentioned before, I'm going to need a lot of sunlight metals, and the only way to get them in offline is to either summon Knight Solaire to bosses or to fight a enemy that has a rare drop of them late game. So I'm going to summon Solaire whenever possible, including against this boss, right here. Alright, we got the Bell Gargoyle. And like the Drake earlier, we can cut off his tail to get a piece of equipment, and I have already gotten it. And when he gets to half health, he summons another one. But the first one is already dead. This has gone a lot faster than I thought it was. I thought summoning Solaire made them have more health. Well, that was easy. Thanks, Solaire. And because we summoned Solaire, we get a Sunlight Medal. Oh, he still gave us 10... Does it not lower the amount of souls if you summon someone? Or does he give 20? I don't know. Well, let's look at the new equipment that we just got. We got the Gargoyle Tail Axe. Slice Tail of the Gargoyle, guarding the Bell of Awakening in the Undead Church, or patrolling in Anor Londo. Can be used as a bronze battle axe. Bends dramatically during large attacks, owing to the nature as a tail. And we also got the Gargoyle's Halberd. Halberd of the Gargoyle, guarding the Bell of Awakening in the Undead Church. Perfectly standard bronze halberd without any special power. Alright, let's move on. Before we go up there, let's take a look around the outside. I don't think there's anything out here, but it doesn't hurt to be cautious. And by cautious, I mean I want to look for loot. Between videos, I'll look up how to join the Covenant. I don't think there's anything special I have to do. I think I just have to get to 25 faith. But I assumed I would be able to at least interact with the altar prior to that. Anyways, we made it to the first Bell of Awakening. Let's pull the bell and awaken it. Alright, and before I stop for the day, I'm going to go back down. I'm going to not slide down because that's apparently bad. Just take the long way down. It's fine. And there's one more thing that I want to do before I call it quits for the day. Hello.
Greetings. I am Oswald of Kareem, the Palmer. Thou art a friend. For thee, a warm welcome. Cometh thou to confess, or to accuse? For indeed all sin is my domain.
So this guy is the I have fucked up, please fix this guy. Say you attack an NPC and the NPC's like, you attacked me, I am now mad at you forever. Well, you can request absolution and fix this problem. First of all, let's learn the gesture and see what he has to sell. He's got Purging Stones, which reduces curse buildup and breaks curse. Very nice. Homeward Bones, Indictment. So if someone invades you, you can indict them, and then they'll be added to this Book of the Guilty, which there's a covenant later which can invade guilty players. Karmic Justice. That is 40,000 souls. Miracle of the Black-Haired Witch Velka. Temporary auto counter versus heavy damage. For each sin there is punishment, and it is the task of the goddess Velka to define the sin and met out the punishment. This might be cool. It's a talisman. That is an A rank talisman. Or A parameter talisman. 19 magic adjust? That seems low. What's my talisman at? Okay, we got some rings.
Thou art welcome any time. It is only human to commit a sin.
Yeah, everyone in this game has creepy laughs. What's the magic adjustment on this? Whoops, I didn't mean to unequip it. 154. Yeah, the Veka's talisman has really low magic adjust. What the fuck? Why is this so bad? Oh, it's bad because it uses intelligence and not faith. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, that's why it's so bad.
Thou art welcome. It is
Got it. Okay. That's for if you're making a miracle or a sorcery build and you want to use some miracles. Okay, so the boss went a lot easier than I expected. I guess they don't get bonus health in Dark Souls 1 if you summon someone for them, which makes summoning for them even more overpowered. Next time I'm going to, well, level up and then probably go join that covenant. And then afterwards, well, we'll see. It's going to be oh, I should probably go back to Firelink too. There's a lot of stuff that I need to do next time, so. Next time we're going to do a lot of things, so thanks for watching. I'll see you guys then.